vociferate. Realistic words of a linguistic misfit, determined to burst from this sadistic district. To rip this cryptid script with a slit wrist and a mystic spliff lip. I live this twisted sick shit, chronicle of thick mist. I'll spit this into my abdominal midriff is in bits. I promise to dismiss this illogical wish list, but pour another Molotov for this monologue and sip that phenomenal shit quick. Them pricks wish they could just sit rich as we stand being broke. Impossible chip flips as gravity spoke. You landed in dope, optional bricks miss so you can help your family possibly cope. Obstacles restrict shit, insanity chokes. There's trouble in the air, I'm doing a kickflip. Pig sniff, I'm struggling to care, go ahead. Step in this puddle if you dare, get your wig split. As soon as I hit this piff stick, lit this addictive sick trick. These turncoats are pig shit on burnt toast. Compliments to the chef to serve most. The superb smoke, just a taste of this herb roast. A well-deserved dessert, choked every last word I wrote. Toyed a verse with a firm rope, ran its cursed throat. Pushing crack out, they stretch another fat ounce of death. Hellhounds for pets, Cerberus can taste it. Sat round this nest as these murderers and rapists that pounds of flesh. Pushing crack out, they stretch another fat ounce of death. Hellhounds for pets, Cerberus can taste it. Sat round this nest as these murderers and rapists that pounds of flesh.
This all goes down in the last house on the left. Can't call us gents, getting cash out to rent. Mad crutches, 60 minutes on that rank mattress till we finna pass out and spend. This all goes down. Tripping in this taxi to this primitive type nasty. Getting near it, there go Audi, crash out near it, but not out it. Cash bun, clear that bitch and I'm outie. Door piece, cameras surround me. People saw me to make sure I'm horny, not rowdy. Last month there was a rival with a Sony. Swore they got poundsies, to be honest that just bores me. I got money up in account skis. No, just wanting open the door please. Fresh a pinky to show them I'm about peace. I'm really trying to slip my slinky in a pinky or a stinky. Or got oral in the mouthpiece. She calls girls for these cold girls, the distortion cause we're on loudspeak. Then I saw her for my order, another 4 girls are still around me. My thoughts curb cause I saw her in a porno living out dreams. So we made the flick, mind's eye was taping it. It ended at 5:52 or 8 to 6. Mind done slip, taking in your name when acquaintance met. But I swear them shits was Katie Bix.
Pushing crack out, they stretch another fat ounce of death. Hellhounds for pets, Cerberus can taste it. Sat round this nest as these murderers and rapists that pounds of flesh. Pushing crack out, they stretch another fat ounce of death. Hellhounds for pets, Cerberus can taste it. Sat round this nest as these murderers and rapists that pounds of flesh. It all goes down in the last house on the left. These fucking skets get their gash out for sex. Bad habits turn these bitches into crack addicts. Now they get the gash out for less. This all goes down in the last house on the left. A riddling narrative, living with these sickening savages. Diminishing palaces, definitive malices. Calluses from primitive cannabis, ravishes of hunger. They wander these lands for their innocent Alice's. Families are too fucking late, like the rabbit is. Imminent damages, significant cabbages from chalices of infinite challenges.
On that rank mattress till we finna pass out and spend.
Pushing crack out, they stretch another fat ounce of death. Hellhounds for pets, Cerberus can taste it. Sat round this nest as these murderers and rapists that pounds of flesh. Pushing crack out, they stretch another fat ounce of death. Hellhounds for pets, Cerberus can taste it. Sat round this nest as these murderers and rapists that pounds of flesh. mannerisms of a snail, looking pale as they drift through the trails in the mist. Tales from the crypt, infinite seashells to reassure intricate detail which fails to exist if these instruments of retail. I put it more air for the sails of this ship. Too male to commit, too fucking female to resist temptations. A bitch on some ketamine. She's always taking the piss. Look at Chris on his medicine. Back in 86 he was addicted to heroin. A killer on the loose, craving a fix. Driving an 86 dark blue Capri coupe. Looking for a tasty dish, a lady to trip into the boot of this hasty whip. This crazy prick, it's just a nasty fuck. Got a catfish look, never gave a shit. Another ghost in the system, it makes me sick. Crazy Chris is Patrick Swayze rich. Most of his victims are dirt poor. Just look at Katie Vicks, not his first whore. More like his 8th or 6th. Thirsting for more as the brain spits. Katie slips, walking back through some shady bits. Back home to her baby kid. Reggie and the rain would babysit until she got back from a daily shift. A place where she mainly stripped, and maybe if you pay a little extra, she'll play with your dick. I bet ya, occasionally she'll let you undress her and play with a tit. One sweet taste and it's baby. Leave the money by the table and dress her. The thought of it's safer, that nectar. Just don't get caught in it, temptation's a bitch. Trust me, you'll never get her. Savor your lecture, what fable is this? It's cool that you gave her a tip, but is it cool that you gave her a tip in exchange for a chip? This is just the way that it is, what you gonna do? Run away to Leicester with a stripper named Electra? Real name Katie Vicks. Remember she's a mother too, a good mother who fends for a baby kid, little Hector. At the age of 6, raised in a degraded pit. Living in a sector where everybody's taking a blatant risk. Giving into pressure, frustrated and pissed. Mommy's blazing piff to chill the river in her retina. Mannerisms of a snail looking pale as they drift through the trails in the mist. Tales from the crypt, infinite seashells to reassure intricate detail which fails to exist if these instruments of
And that's all we heard, Prime. They're gonna put the energy in some kind of cube, then haul it back to Cybertron.
No other form of energy touches our lives in quite the same way.
Welcome to Top of the Pops, and here to start us off is Jackie Graham at number 20 with Set Me Free.
Weapons with a brain and physical power to perform that perfect act. Acts of destruction and kill.
Look at life through the innocent eyes of an infant, where ignorance is instantly described as a figment of existence, blinded by a difference, disguised by a pigment or a ligament, an imminent reminder of an inconsiderate design. As a rewind time, we see Hecky flicking on the telly. Last night spaghetti for brekkie, Lorraine's tripping on the settee already. Uncle Reggie's looking very veggie, clutching on the wings of this dragon. Mom's out getting that penny, up and at 'em, that's a 20 for a reggae. While I'm stuck in the same fucking pattern, nothing happens, just me and this teddy. As they're puffing out the rings of Saturn, it's apparent I'm transparent.
I don't know if you'd be particularly interested in hearing anything about me. My life, most of it doesn't add up to much that I could relate as a way of life that you'd approve of. I move around a lot. Not because I'm looking for anything really, but because I'm getting away from things that get
I met a man who wasn't there, he wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. I met a man who wasn't there, he wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. I met a man who wasn't there, he wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. I met a man who wasn't there, he wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. The reflection of a sinner within the mirror got that Skrilla for Rilla. The manifest of a killer dressed for dinner, some liquor and a sliver of liver. As I'm hitting a spliff, a figure delivered a shiver, waiting for this trick to slip. Listening to Thriller, tripping as I'm sipping in this whip. Vivid visions of this stripper sitting on my dick, gripping on my zip as she's licking her lips. I'm flicking her bitch, she's wishing I was in her. Got this bitch slitting her wrists. I only fuck if she's stiffer than my dick when I stick it in her shitter. It don't get much sicker than this. Sicker than Chris, Mr. Christopher West. Had this hitcher in stitches. Went missing on the 5th. She thought nobody would miss her by the 6th. She was skinned from the neck. Hung in my living room where nobody would miss her. As a nipper fucking up, I was Snickers going nuts. Now I'm cutting up sluts, digging up depth. Pair of scissors etching scriptures to somebody's little sister's flesh. Hold her right there. Lives a nasty fuck in this kitchen of death. He's a master cook. Walter White stare, got the catfish look. And shaved since I last did look. Looking Yoda, a fat rich fuck diagnosed with glaucoma. Red eye, Jedi. Try and catch this crook. It's over until the day that I'm dead on. That cracker with cheese, gorgonzola aroma. Plastic cup, Captain Morgan, a bit of cola to wash away the taste of Iboga. Ravaging trees in a toga, doing yoga with my organ donor.
I'm out of money, wasn't there again today. I wish it go away. I'm out of money, wasn't there again today. I wish it go away.
The epitome of misery, killing spree of lyrical efficiency. Mentally a vessel of inequity. Chris don't exist anymore. Technically a clinical deficiency. Spiritually an entity with venomous energy. Slipped through the door, tried to bury me deep in his memory, a tortured abyss. For years I lived in a cemetery of thoughts you whores can't resist.
With no hesitation he switched.
Love for the art is where it started at. They all said you can't do that, but my flow is rough, you know, like Nas in the army swag. Used to call me conscious, now I'm fresh up in the balmy bag. Love for the art is where it started at. They all said you can't do that, but my flow is rough, you know, like Nas in the army swag. Used to call me conscious, now I'm fresh up in the balmy bag. Love for the art is where it started at. They all said you can't do that, but my flow is rough, you know, like Nas in the army swag. Used to call me conscious, now I'm fresh up in the balmy bag. Love for the art is where it started at. They all said you can't do that, but my flow is rough, you know, like Nas in the army swag.
Used to call me conscious, now I'm fresh up in the balmy bag.
For a butte, she shivered as his lizard delivered his abuse. A recluse, now she withers in the boot of a dark blue Capri coupe. The rope burns as she fishes to get loose. No need for a sleuth, just a figure she been scooped. Body's kook, this killer on the loose, picking liver from his tooth, drinking liquor from his sluice. Driving down the A38, rubbing knickers on his gooch. No glimmer of hope, just a river en route. By now she's just itching to float. Covered in piss, she's bloody and stripped. This prick's just sicker than most. She caught a whiff of the smoke. Next time he puts that spliff to his lips, she wishes and hopes his prick chokes on that shit. The same way she choked on that shit, she can still taste the dick in her throat. Picture this descriptive twisted shit. This sadistic prick doesn't realise his bitch isn't dead. Living instead, can she flip this script? Switching in her head. All of the sickness he inflicted, her insides are going ballistic. She sees red, like a lipstick spread round his dipstick. Just look what this prick did. Witness the birth of an ifrit. Twisted words of a bitch determined to burst from this prick's whip. Stick ribs and a split lip. Her abdominal midriff is in bits. Can she flip this script in his chronicle of sick shit? Have a look what this bitch did. starting to question existence. God never listened to a wish list with all her might. This persistent bitch made a difference. She pulled out the knife, this vindictive prick. When it's sticked in her ribs, now it's fall or fight in an instance. Next time he opens his boot, or hell will break loose. She won't stall, just strike with consistence. Won't crawl for her life or call for assistance, seeking an entrance. Should she brawl and bite or just cut off his balls with the knife? She's thinking deep into vengeance. On the borders of sanity, a monster was born from this agony. She'd probably torture his daughter and wife if she finds out he's got a family. Bought in reality, as they're asking the Lord for the life, she'd happily torture them alive, absorb the insanity.